What's up, guys? So I am listening to this book, Daring Greatly. I forget who it's by, but it's a class. It's a book I'm supposed to read for one of my classes, and I did the Audible, the book on tape, just because it's so much easier for me to do that, to listen when I'm doing other things. And I just, I like reading, but I also really enjoy listening. I think there's something cool about that. But that being said, the first book I got on Audible was actually David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me. This is one of the greatest stories I've ever heard in my life. And basically, David was a former Navy SEAL turned ultra runner, and this dude is a motivational speaker. He was a speaker for the Navy SEALs for a long time, for recruiting, but now that's shifted to him just inspiring people, around the world with his story. And I don't want to get too into this guy's story, but basically, he had just one of the roughest, I think of rough childhoods and people who've risen, through that. I think of people like Oprah. Oprah is the one that comes to mind, but David's story is on par with that, in my opinion, just because of everything he went through. And it's one of the greatest underdog stories, and it's real, which is amazing. Whether you get the book or I like the Audible version, just because it is, in this version, they stop between chapters and they actually have a podcast with David and the man who's reading his story, and they just talk about what's going on, and it's really interesting to hear his insights. But I highly recommend this book because it's so inspiring and it's so exciting, and the fact that he's an athlete too, I relate to that, so it really pumps me up. So to anyone who wants to be inspired, to anyone who wants to just hear just an amazing life story, or to any athletes out there who want to just be, get pumped up like I was saying with me, a lot of people have come up to him in recent times and have, after hearing his story, and been like, hey, I'm going to run a 50-mile, ultra run. I don't think that's an ultra run, but I'm going to run a 50-mile run because your story inspired me to do this. And, it doesn't matter what you're involved in. It doesn't even have to be athletics, but it really, what he does, and what he still does today, it really makes you kind of reflect on your own life and go, okay, what can I do to make my life, enrich my life that much more. So anyway, cool beans, guys. Peace. Have a good one.